milioni 1. Kwa sababu ya mapenzi ya watu ya Kisii, ya kina mama, mimi nitasimama na huyu mama, nimemletea milioni 1. Hapo sawa, si sawa? Unampenda yeye? Aendelee asiendelee? Aende mbele? Unasema ni Donya? Donya tosha? Unampenda? Ameleta maendeleo? Kuna watu pale Nairobi wanasema tusikuje kusaidia wamama ya hapa Kisii. Nyinyi mnawaambiaje hao wangwana? Washindwe wasishindwe? Sisi tusaidie wakina mama, tukuje tufanye kazi maendeleo ni mashinani, tuunge mkono kazi ya vijana, tuunge kazi ya wakina mama, tujenge hata mashule. Sasa nataka kujua kama huyu mama anapendwa nyumbani. Tuache Vuvuzela haiwezi kusikika. Nataka kusikia sauti ya huyu mama Donya kama amefanya kazi mzuri. Donya oye! Donya oye! Donya endelee asiendelee? Tunasema ukabila sisi hatutaki. Watu ya Kisii nataka kujua, mnataka ukabila ama mnataka kuwa Wakenya? Mnataka kuwa Wakenya? Mnataka maendeleo ama vitina? Yule mtu ya ukabila na shares, nyinyi mnamwambia namna gani? Watu ya Kisii mnasema yeye ashindwe asishindwe? Yeye akija hapa Kisii amewahi kufika hapa? Amejenga toilet? Sisi tunamwambia yeye ile tabia ya kukuja kuzungumza kwa magari na town, yeye akome asikome. Tunataka mtu yeyote akija afanyie huyu mama kazi. Na mimi najua leo watu hapa Kisii kazi itakuwa sawa. Itakuwa ama itakuwa? Huyu mama anakuja kumrudishia mkono kwa sababu yeye amekuja kwangu mara mingi kusaidia kina mama. Na leo ni leo, asemaye kesho tutafanya, tutafanya, tutaendelea mbele. Tunataka kusema hivi kwamba maendeleo
Kuba mwegoko Mheshimiwa wanyu Monyoroko ya andũ aguthiete ni andu manana Ngai ni mwamukira andu aithe twaiguithania ni mukunyitirira riu ndaumagara gucaria arata ni muguikaria mucii ni mukugiria guku gutuike gitumiro gia kurehwo noe na kurehwo maboco ni mukugitira gitio gitu ta nyumba itu. Mundu ni one term cut one term. Wagabu wanasema ni one term. Harambe Kasongo aende asiende. Mimi nikimalizia, I want to say one thing. Nimeona, I have seen William Ruto saying that he is not going to allow rogue police officers. The rogue police officer called Lagat works under the instructions of William Ruto. When I was in Kasarani, Mweki PCA, it is William Ruto who called Lagat and told him to withdraw police officers so that goons can come and attack us inside church. William Ruto, how can you say you don't want rogue police officers when you are the one who has made them rogue because you are the one who gives them instructions on what to do? Sisi tunataka tuseme, hata wale watu walitekwa nyara huko Marakwet, postmortem imefanyiwa, wamepatikana, they were also tortured. Na nilisema there is a squad of 101 police officers that was formed upon the approval of William Ruto, attached to the National Intelligence Service for high-level training on abductions, torture, and extrajudicial killings. So, however, William Ruto, if you are serious, first order the disbandment of that unit that you founded for the purposes of torture, for the purposes of abduction and extrajudicial killing. Good
evening, wherever you're following us. This is Africa 24. Yes, political discussion. Of course, we are here as we try to discuss on what is happening in this country. But the main question is, are you ready? Are you ready for tomorrow? Are you ready for tomorrow's protests? Because it's happening tomorrow, and it's marking a year since the Gen Z protest in the year 2024. That was in June 25. We are also discussing about the current situation in this country. Join us. The studio is open. You can join us live in Africa 24 and also share your views through the link that I've shared there, and you'll be part of this conversation as we try to what's happening in this country, as we focus with the 2025 June, as we commemorate June 25, whereby we had the protest last year happening in this country. The Gen Z protest, of course, tomorrow, it's peaceful. Raila Odinga, that is the leader of ODM, said that he believes that we can have a peaceful protest in this country without damages of properties and also without interference with public resources. As we also discuss on what is happening, you join us through the link. I have shared the link. And also, as we discuss on what is happening, you can join us through the live. Paul KE, join us through the link there, and also talk to Kenyans and tell us what is your view about the Gen Z protest as we celebrate the anniversary. Not celebrating, but also trying to talk about what happened, because we lost some of the lives, and still last week we also lost some of the lives, and also a lot of people are being abducted in this country, and also we're having issues being raised when it comes to the government. But also we're also discussing about what do you think is going to happen in 2027, like who is your favorite winner, and do you believe that we are going to have one term, or are we going to get another term for the Kenya Kwanza government? And also we're also focusing on who is your favorite when it comes to 2027, because when we approach towards election, we have leaders coming out, and also leaders coming out to claim for the that is the general election. As Kenyans look forward for getting another leader, as Kenyans look forward for voting in the general elections, because we have a lot of people have not been actively involved in the general elections. So what do you think about 2027? And also tomorrow, as the Gen Z through the social media, they say we are going to be there around Nairobi. Personally, are you going to be in the protest? And what is your view about the Gen Z protest that is happening? I was also following a conversation in one of the social media platforms, and I was just having that discussion with one of my friends, and it's really sickening when you see a lot of people saying that when it comes to the general election, they're not going to vote. I was listening to some people saying that they're not going to vote. You personally, are you going to vote? What is your stand for 2027? And what do you think is going to happen? But the president has been giving us this information that we are uniting this country.
More innovative approach to carry out development in our country, and it is doable and it is possible. Kwa hivyo tushirikiane katika njia hiyo, na mimi nataka niwaulize Wakenya wote tuungane, tushirikiane, tufanye kazi kwa pamoja. Uchaguzi inakuja 2027. Na Wakenya wataamua mambo ya uchaguzi 2027. Kwa sasa tushirikiane, kila mtu afanye kazi mahali ameajiriwa. Ikifika wakati huo kutakuwa na mtihani. 2027 kutakuwa na mtihani. Wale watapita mtihani wataendelea. Wale wataanguka mtihani wataenda kulima na dunia itasonga mbele. So Kenya inatakikana tuwe namna hiyo, tukijua ya kwamba tusiharibu muda wetu mkubwa tukigombana ugomvi pande hii, sijui nani atafanya wapi, sijui nani ndio nini. Hiyo ni saidia kwa sasa. Kwa sasa tuzalishe chakula, tusaidie wakulima wetu, tusaidie kilimo, ituzalishie chakula, ituzalishie mambo ya agro processing, itupatie bidhaa ambayo tutauza nje ya nchi, tuweze kudhibiti uchumi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Tujenge affordable housing, wa Kenya watoke katika slums. Tuhakikishe kwamba kuna bima ya afya ambayo haibagui nani yako na kazi, nani hana kazi. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuko na amani katika taifa letu la Kenya, ili uchumi ikue na sisi wote tujivunie kuwa wa Kenya. Sisi ni nchi ya demokrasia. Umesikia vile Atwoli amesema wako na demokrasia kule Kotu na kuko na demokrasia everywhere. We want to build a strong, democratic, united, prosperous nation that all of us can live in and be proud of. And it's not going to happen. We are going to make it happen. And it's going to be a product. A prosperous Kenya is going to be a product of decisions that we make. We cannot be prosperous if we don't make the right decisions. We cannot develop if we make the wrong decisions. We must make the right decisions for the country to grow. And I want to promise the people of Kenya that I will always make the right decisions to make sure that Kenya makes progress. Because I owe it to the people of Kenya to make the right decisions. Sometimes they may not be popular, but they are the right decisions that will change the destiny of our country. If I did not make the right decisions in 2022, if I did not stop the subsidies of fuel and unga and all the other things, we would not be talking today that Kenya is the 6th largest economy in Africa. We would be talking about something else. So tunataka tushirikiane namna hiyo, tufanye kazi namna hiyo, and I am very confident about the future of our country. Kenyans, we have the best country that we can have. We should be proud to be Kenyans. And we must do whatever it takes to make this country great. We must avoid convenient decisions that only helps us to mark time on the same spot. We must make the decisions that will make Kenya progress and move forward. And I want to assure you that as long as I'm president, I will make the right decisions that will make this country move forward, because I believe in the prosperity of our nation. I want to thank all of you for joining us today in this wonderful celebration of 60 years of KOTU, and to commit to you that we are going to...
Yes, that is the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, when he was addressing, the saying that he is committed to uniting this country, is committed to making sure that we are moving ahead when it comes to this country governance. And also when it comes to uniting Kenyans, then he is on the front line of uniting Kenyans. That is what the President is saying. Kithure Kindiki also is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. He was also campaigning for 2027, saying that we shall be there no matter what the other side of the politics.
Kwa sababu Kenya pia si ni kubwa. Si mngetaka nitembee kila sehemu ya Kenya. Na hapa Kisije nitembee. Nikuja kuangalia soko na hiyo barabara ya Etago. Hiyo mmesema hii. Nikuje kila wiki, kila mwezi. Nikuje nisikuje? Nimekaribishwa. Wacha nione wale wanakaribisha deputy president hapa. Bas, wakati inakuja hapa, nimetoka sehemu ya Kakamega, ikiwa jiani, nimepigia mdosi wangu kiongozi wetu wa taifa William Ruto simu, nikamwambia rais, sasa naelekea kwa wale watu wako wapendwa wa South Mugirango kule Kisii. Je, utanituma na salamu? Rais ameniambia mambo mawili. Ameniambia niwasalamie na anawapenda baya sana. Anawapenda kabisa. Na amewasalimia kabisa. Anawapenda kabisa. Sawa sawa? Na anawajali. Na anafanya kazi na viongozi wenu wote hapa na wale hawako hapa, ili hii South Mugirango na Kisii ipate maendeleo na manufaa ya serikali hii. Anawapenda sana, amewasalamia. Mumepokea salamu ya Rais William Ruto? Wacha nione kwa mkono wale wamepokea salamu ya rais. Salamu ya rais, salamu ya rais, salamu ya rais, salamu ya rais. Ya pili ameniambia sio salamu peke yake, sio salamu ya mdomo peke yake, hata hii salamu ya kusaidia wataongeza kwa ile imechangwa. Mchango ya rais niko naye hapa ya shilingi milioni 3. Na mimi kama deputy president naleta hiyo pesa iwekwe hapo, msiletee hapa, wekeni tu hapa na muachie huyu Osoro na timu hapa. Tukitoka hapa Osoro abaki hapa ndiye amwambie vile vikundi viko hapa, vile pesa yenu itapatikana. Na hii sio pesa ya kukula, hii ni pesa ya kukuza biashara zenu. Mmesikia? Ni ya kupanua.
Yes, that is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Kithure Kindiki. And also he was talking to residents of Kisii, saying that the president has also supported them. This is indirectly campaigning for 2027. Of course, we know that at the end of the day, we will have to get into the politics. We will have to know who is going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, because we must have the president. But now, who are you rooting for 2027? And also, as you root for 2027 tomorrow for the protest, keep safe and make the protest peaceful, as Raila Odinga, of course, he said. But as you go to a road, make sure you keep safe and also don't vandalize properties. But also, we also Kenyans will be looking forward to just mourn with the Gen Z who lost their lives during the Gen Z protest that happened last year. And also they will be keen also to make sure that their rights are also heard, because from what we hear is the Gen Z are ready for June 25. That will be a year since this protest happened. This protest happened, and we will be having a celebration. Are you ready for tomorrow protest? What do you think about the protest?
Good evening to you, Bonnie. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Thank you for hosting me. Tomorrow, we hope for the best. We pray for the best tomorrow. We will be there to cover the event as it unfolds. So we hope for peaceful demonstrations. We hope that the police won't use force, and they will protect the citizens as per what the governor Sakaja said, that the police will be out there to protect the protesters. So I expect some civilness in the I expect people to be civilized, the police and the protesters, in terms of people being subtle. I don't want to see police firing tear gas to people who are saying we are peaceful, because that's what we saw last year. people saying we are peaceful, then you throw the tear gas and you fire the water canisters towards the protesters, and people are saying we are peaceful. So I expect peaceful demonstrations, and I don't expect people to go to the state house because sincerely speaking, kuenda kwa state house hiyo ni we don't want to see more bodies being killed. Hatutaki kuona more people being killed because tumeona CS Kipchumba Murkomen ametoa vitisho, amesema kesho people should not think of going to the state house. So that gives me the idea that tomorrow they are going to shoot people who are thinking of going to state house. So we are praying for tomorrow we don't lose more lives, and we hope for a peaceful demonstration, and all the best to those ones who are going.
Yes, that is Alex is saying that all the best to those who are going. Jeremiah, tomorrow tomorrow will be date 25th June 2025. Of course, last year, June 2025, we had those Gen Z protests. Tomorrow, still the Gen Z are going to the streets to also raise their issues because they think that the president and also the government does not listen to what they are saying. Do you support what the Gen Z are saying? Because you said that the other day I was asking you here, you said that tuko ndani ya serikali. Bado uko ndani ya serikali bado?
Bon, sasa Alex.
Sema Jerry.
Alex, it's been a long time.
Yeah, long time no see, but ndio huyu mimi hapa Jerry.
Nimekuona ati Bono unasema ati nilisema niko ndani ya serikali. I don't think I said
last time tulikuwa tunaongea hapa sijui ni last year ama ilikuwa nini, tangu Raila aingie pale wasaini ile MOU.
Maybe last year, last time tukiongea, which was on Monday. I didn't say anything like that, but we had a very good conversation. We had a very good conversation after you left. Lakini kesho ni memorial.
Yeah, true.
1 year anniversary of the anti-finance bill demonstrations. One thing I can say is that hiyo commemoration haifai kuwa demonstration. They need to make it a prayer service. Vile walianza kusema waende kanisani waombe. Because what will happen, vile Alex amesema, kuenda kudemonstrate, we are going to end up with a few more bodies. Jioni ikifika. That is one. 2, wasijaribu kuenda State House. State House is a very high security level government installation. You try to break into security level in Kenya does not get higher than State House, especially when the president is in there. You try to break into it by force, the only thing ni you're getting shot. No two ways around it. That is just to say that haiwezekani, but I can tell you for a fact that in this country, as it is right now, there is only one person who has the capacity to mobilize crowds, whether Gen Z or not, kuenda State House. But even him, alisema wanaenda, did he even try? He knows, haizi jaribu. Alisema tunaenda State House, watu wakaenda Uhuru Park, wakafanya nini. Did he even think of kupanda hiyo processional way going towards State House? He would not even dare, because he knows pale mtakufa kama inzi. I don't think that the Gen Zs tomorrow have the capacity to do that. If they try, many of them will die. But maybe, again, that is what Kenya needs so that a revolution can really start. Wale wanajisacrifice, waende wajisacrifice wauliwe, but then Kenya will never be the same after that. After hundreds of them are killed. So I would very strongly advise against it. Another point, the Gen Z should be aware that you do not change a regime that way. Because now what happens, wakiingia State House, let's assume hypothetically, they succeed. Then what next? Wakishaingia wanafanya nini? Wanaanza kukula chakula jikoni. And then wakishatoka, what happens? Yeah? If they were to do that, one thing that would be for sure is that the military will take over immediately, assuming Ruto flees, akimbie, which I don't think he would even think of doing. Akimbie juu Gen Z wameingia State House, akienda tu hivi military takes over. Maybe that's also what we need, military waingie. It could be a turning point. So those are not possibilities. They are probabilities, but maybe they are what Kenya needs. Majenzi kama 200 wajisacrifice wanaingia State House, wafagiliwe kama inzi, waingie, baki wakishaingia, Kenya will never be the same. Imagine if 200 of them are killed in one day. You know, Kenya will not be the same again. And then if they succeed, the military takes over. The country will never be the same again. So maybe that is something worth pondering. Wakiamua wamejietolea mahanga, because one thing I can tell you, there are people making money out of these Gen Z demos. Ni biashara. Are they willing to go the whole hog? Watu kama 200, 300, 400 wauliwe kwa hiyo process. Are they ready to do that? I doubt if they are. So largely hata mimi vile Alex amesema, I think demonstrations zitakuwa kwa CBD, and those are not demonstrations. Those are hooligans killing and maiming people, na polisi watawaua. Itakuwa tu CBD. I don't anticipate anything beyond or outside of CBD. So kama shughuli yako ni CBD, kaa nyumbani. Kama ni shughuli yako ni nje CBD, endelea chapa shughuli. Tengeneza pesa na maisha iendelee.
But Jeremiah, a question to you: how are people making money from these demos? Because you said people are making a lot of money. So how are they making?
One, you see the activists that are being sponsored by human rights bodies and all, wanatumiwa pesa to finance the activities. Transport people, tengeneza t-shirts, buy water, buy what this. There is no capacity for the donor bodies to come back and check, ulinunua t-shirt ngapi, ulipatiana ngapi, ulinunua maji ngapi, ulipatiana ngapi. That is one. And then two, they have a straightforward risk allowance that they're getting paid for putting themselves on the line by these funding bodies. They are making money out of it. Watu vijana wanaenda wanakimbia, hawajui Boniface Mwangi sele anawaambia twendeni, alishapewa kama milioni 10 ya kufinance the whole thing. They actually do a full budget. If you're going to transport 20,000 youths from Thika, 20,000 youths from Machakos, 20,000 youths from where waingie town, the cost of bringing them ni gari kuhaya, cost ni hivi, kulipa those youths each per person hivi, kuwapatia t-shirt na flag ama na whatever ni hivi, they give a budget, wanapewa hiyo. Ikishaenda hivyo, because of the chaos, the donor bodies don't have the ability to come back and say kama walipewa pesa ya watu 20,000, did they bring 20,000 people, did they bring 200 people? Walipewa pesa ya t-shirt 20,000, wametengeneza 20,000 or 20 t-shirts, you see. So there are people who are making money out of this, if you didn't know.
Okay,
Yes, some people are getting money from, yes. Yes, Alex, ulikuwa unaongea.
No, I was saying you continue.
Some people are getting money from this protest, as we have seen, but also we also seen that recently the governor of Nairobi, after the goons who were caught in the Nairobi CBD and beaten thoroughly, they said that they were sent by the governor, but also the governor said that these are the kind of people who are being used by the politicians to also tarnish his name. And also, this is after what we saw the other day, the car being burnt around the CBD. And also Kenyans, Kenyans are the masters of an investigation. They said that we don't have a car registered by NTSA by this number. Now, Alex, do you believe that the politicians also are involved in this protest that are happening tomorrow and also which happened last week?
Okay, so first of all, I can't come here and I speak something without having the facts. So word on the street is saying that the present governor Sakaja is the one who is sponsoring the protest, and there were screenshots, some false screenshots, which were being shared on the internet of him communicating with Geoffrey Mosiria about planning the protest. But up to now, Bonnie, if I say Sakaja is the one sponsoring, I don't have the facts to back up what I'm saying, so it will just be a hearsay. So until I get my facts right, is when now I can sit here and I say Sakaja is sponsoring the protest. But as for now, I do think the goons are sponsored. If you're even watching the news from mainstream media, utasikia some of them are saying they haven't been paid, and tunawaona they are working with the police side by side, wakibeba hizo marungu. But I think those people wanatumika vibaya, and I would love we get to the bottom of who is sponsoring them, but I don't think we are to that point, and I don't want to come here and I start speaking falsely because we are on the internet. So I have to get my details right before I speak. Thank you.
Jeremiah, watu wana sponsor majenzi wanapewa vile umesema, pia watu wanapatiwa pesa, na pia do you think it's something that should be tolerated, that the politicians also are getting to this protest rather than also encourages the youth also to do it peacefully? Because I've seen what is happening in the USA. I have seen a protest in the United States and it's very calm. Even there is no damage of properties. Like the other day I saw there is an iPhone store around Nairobi CBD. You know how expensive iPhone is. It was vandalized.
One thing, Alex, Bon, just like Alex said, these people are sponsored. But it would be speculation if you don't have the facts kusema nani aliwa sponsor. But there are those accusations that are flying all over the place, that nani amesponsor nani. But one thing for sure is that they are sponsored by someone, and that's how they were able to get those rungus that they had. That's why they are able to complain that hawajalipwa. Somebody was paying them. Okay, so Alex, also that's another level where people make money. The people, they want to be given that 200 bob, ndio kuja wafanye those types of kelele. So hapo pia kuna mtu anatengeneza pesa. in terms of the people sponsoring them, I even me, I don't want to speculate. I don't know. I have no idea. Tunaona tu kwa media that they're being sponsored, but it is a very unfortunate situation when people who are who have said they're going to do a peaceful protest, wanavamiwa na other set of civilians who are being protected by the police. That is not the job of the police. The police should be neutral. So it was very unfortunate to see that these goons who had hizi mbao za jembe wakiumiza watu, wakivandalize vitu, and they're being protected by the police. That was a very unfortunate situation. Mi naangalia hizo vitu nasema watu wajipange. This coming election might be the most violent one. Vile vitu zimeanza kuenda, it might be a very dangerous situation if things don't change.
Yes, it will be a dangerous situation if things don't change. Alex, talk about the digital era. Do you think also the digital era has transformed this country? And now we have hashtags going around.
Yeah, absolutely, Bonnie. Going into the 2027 election, social media will be a very, very big, will play a very, very big part in deciding the election. We have seen last year's demonstrations zilikuwa zinapangwa hapo X, where people came to space, and it all started as a joke when people watu walikuwa wanaanza kusoma finance bill and people started rejecting some few things zenye zilikuwa hapo, so people started planning the protest hapo kwa X. Then abruptly many people showed up for the first peaceful demonstration, then they showed up to the second one. Then now from there on tulianza kushtuka, haya, the country is being brought to a standstill. Then now the 25th one, which people went to the parliament. So and from last year up to now, even seeing the rise of Morara in his political journey, hata kama amequit, it's through social media where we have learned about Morara, and he started building his own fan base. So even in 2027, social media will be a very, very big part in deciding the president of this country. But also pia lazima tuangalie vitu venye ziko kwa ground, because social media alone is not enough to guarantee somebody a seat. Lazima pia uende huko mashinani where the demonstrations are not happening, where people don't even have the bundles to access X wasikize space. You have to go and persuade those people to be able to vote for you. So social media will be a big part, but it's not the only thing. Lazima pia you meet people kwa ground.
Yes, social media. Jeremiah, social media imetamba sana, imechangia sana Gen Z communicate. The digital era now we are talking about. Do you think that the digital era also will affect the 2027 general election? And also, we saw last year even the president coming to the space to talk to the Gen Z, even came down and talked to the Gen Z.
Yeah, definitely. Technology is impacting all and disrupting all aspects of our lives. Business, politics, administration, sports, everything, entertainment, everything. So technology is going to impact the next elections in a very big way, in very many different ways, from the way people campaign, from the way people, share information, from the way people disseminate information, from the way people react to situations, from the way people report, incidences and happenings, everything, from the way we'll vote to the way our votes are tallied and transmitted, and all of those. So technology is going to be a big part of the upcoming elections. What will make a difference is how do we, the consumers of this information, know how to decipher what is false information and what is factual information. because as people use technology, because social media doesn't have a way of really regulating content. Unaweza amka sahi uandike anything you want and send it out there. Yeah. So there is a propensity for people to send misinformation, disinformation, and all manner of false things. So it's for you, the consumer of that said information, to see how do you separate facts from fiction. How do you understand and absorb fake news and separate it from the true news? That is what is really going to make the difference. And we know Kenyans tunakuanga na hakuna inaitwanga no holds barred. Watu wanaenda kuenda, and what I know will happen is that kutakuwa na a lot of misinformation and disinformation in the run up to the election, and some of those ndo zitaleta shida. Okay, in most countries, especially if we talk about the European countries, Western European countries, people tend to be sort of wanajua kujicontrol, so people avoid disinformation or misinformation, so wanatumia technology for the right purposes. That's why they are able to sort of not have serious negative impacts precipitated by technology. Sisi huku Kenya kila kitu inaenda, everything goes, and that is a very risky position to be in, because kutakuwa na a lot more factual information. Can only be one fact, can only be one, but lies can be a million around that one fact. So as true as factual that tumekaa hapo Bon sahi, I can see you, there is only one fact that tumekaa hapo sahi. But if we had a million people wanted to spin that Bon hayuko kwa studio, Bon ako wapi, wanaweza sema, somebody can even put you to be in Antarctica sahi na waseme Bon alienda Antarctica jana. Mwingine anaweza sema Bon alikufa juzi, sorry. Mwingine anaweza sema Bon, hata hiyo Bon mnasema hata kunanga mtu anaitwa Bon, huyo mnaonanga na huyo anafaa anaitwanga na niyo haitwangi Bon. There could be so many things that people can say around you, but the fact will only be one. So usually social media misinformation and disinformation tends to spread faster than the fact. A lot of times watu wanaonanga the fake news first before waone the true news. Hata ukiangalia what happens around hapa tu Kenya tu, seme for example kama Idul Fitr inakuja, before uone barua ya Matiangi ama sahi ni barua ya Omolo ama Murkomen ya kudeclare that particular day and date a holiday, a week before utaanza kuona zile fake ndo zitakuwa mingi. Finally utaona the actual one imetoka kwa ofisi ya PS Interior kusema hiyo siku ni holiday. That's just an example. So in the run up to the elections, that is what we should look out for. Tutakuwa na a lot of misinformation and disinformation before we get the true information. How do we separate those two? It will make all the difference for us, the consumers of the information.
Yes, fantastic. That is Jeremiah Mondo, of course, discussing about the eruption of digital era in this country and also in the whole world. As we also discussing about readiness of Kenyans. Tomorrow, I can see in the social media out here, everyone is going outside to also say goodbye to those who died in the last year protest. Gipsicon, I can see you in the comment section. Continue sending your views about what is happening, and also your views about what do you think about Kenya's protest that is going to happen also tomorrow, but it's peaceful because Raila Odinga said that it's accepted constitutionally. So they go out here, be peaceful, and also don't vandalize resources and also things that are not yours. That is what Raila said when he was addressing. And also, we have seen a lot of Kenyans saying they are ready for tomorrow. You personally, where are you following us? Are you ready for tomorrow? As also here discussing, you can also join us if you're following us here for the first time. Join us. The studio is open. The link that I've shared there. You join and become part of this studio and share your views with other Kenyans on what you think about the Gen Z protest that is going to happen. Do you support it? Did you think that Kenyans will get what they want at the end of the day? Because since last year, we have been having people saying we are looking forward to get the best leadership. But we are also approaching 2027. As we approach 2027, you can also tell us your next leader and who is going to be the next kingpin of this country. Kasongo one time or atapata tamu ya pili? Wacha kwanza niulize Alex hapa. Alex, hatujapatana kwa hiyo mjadala. Kasongo one time or 2 times? Do I?
As it is saizi kwa ground body, the majority of Kenyans wanasema ni one term. So if we are saying 2 term, I think 2 term is an illusion. Yeah, so even I don't think
No, but not illusional, but also we have seen that every president who has served this country has gone 2 terms. Why 1 term from KK government? Do you think this is possible still?
So as you have said, Bonnie, every president has gone 2 terms. Hakuna mwenye ameenda moja. Also, we have never seen the president or the deputy president being impeached, but for the first time we saw the deputy president being impeached. So nothing is impossible. And as it stands, Bonnie, if we are to, because our politics is more so of tribal, if the biggest voting bloc, Ruto, he has lost it. So and he is trying to pick up to parts pale ndio ajaze, and you can see from what Oscar Sudi said some few days ago, you can clearly see that these people don't have the numbers. Even the president alisema I think it was in a rally where he said that he's not ready, he's not going to hand over power to I think he said confused opposition or something like that. He said he was not going to hand over power. You can clearly see that body, these people, they're afraid and they know they don't have numbers. So ndio Kasudi akuja aseme sijui tutajaza kura, sijui tutaenda kwa Wakamba, sijui tutaokota, sijui tutajaza. It's because they know these people, they are running out of numbers, Bonnie. So even in 2027, you see, the only thing that can guarantee President Ruto another term is confusion in the opposition. If the opposition they don't align themselves properly and pick a strong candidate, and the candidate does a good campaign, and the Gen Zs, they rally behind the candidate that will be chosen, then that's the only way President Ruto can get a second term. But as it stands, Bonnie, he atanyoroshwa landslide victory, anaweza shindwa hata na 4 million or 5 million as it stands. So your one term is like 80% guaranteed.
Yes, but still we have not seen any president serving for 1 term. Why KK government? That is just asking, but also we're also looking forward on the elections that are going to happen in this country. So joining us here, if you're following us here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to Africa 24, share your views about what is happening in this country, and also try to talk to Kenyans, share your ideas with Kenyans. What do you think about the current?
And but I want us to be united as a people. Kenya is much more important than any one of us. If Kenya burns, we'll have no country. You've seen around us, Somalia, from 1991 up to today, is in turmoil. Look at South Sudan. Look at DRC. Look at Ethiopia. And some other countries around us here. It is better to have peace that we're having here and push and go and have a peaceful election than to have turmoil in this country. Because when it disrupts, you don't know the end. That is the message that I want to convey here. And finally, I want to say that Parliament must not try to change the Constitution because of narrow ends. The Constitution that we brought here brought devolution. Devolution need to be defended. Today there's a Gazette notice. They are saying that they want to amend the Constitution in order to legalize this CDF national government. What does national government have to do in the counties? In counties, we have counties which have got executive powers to implement. Let the national government let go of resources to the counties as provided for the Constitution. Health is devolved, provide the fund down there. Roads also is devolved. You don't need Kura and Kera. Have only Kenha for the national government, dealing with international highways, national trunk roads, and feeder roads, and leave all the other roads in the regions to counties and send the money down there. Why should you be building markets for counties? Let counties build a market themselves. How about affordable housing? Let counties build affordable housing. Then you will not be talking about 15%. You will be talking about 35 to 40% devolved funds. Then you can blame the governors if they're not working. But you cannot blame Governor Sakaja for roads in Nairobi which are not under his jurisdiction. Most of the roads in Nairobi are not county government roads. They are all Kura and Kera roads. What is Kera doing outside Nairobi as a city, the capital of the country? So let devolution work in the honor of Dr. Garu. I want to end by saying, may the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you very much.
That is Mzee Raila Odinga, and of course, he's saying that if Kenya is demolished, if Kenya remains in turmoil, then this country will not have peace. Do you believe what Mzee has said? Because people are saying Mzee amekuwa a betrayer. Kasmuel Makore, the likes of Morara Kebaso, wamekuwa betrayer. Is this true? Mzee amebetraywa Kenya, amefanya Kenya kaenda chini. I know you're able to hear me. Are you able to hear me? Alex, do you think Mzee, do you agree with what Mzee is saying?
About betraying the country.
Yeah.
So actually, Bonnie, what he has said, I wouldn't say I agree with what Raila Odinga has said about the sorry, about the roads not being under Governor Sakaja. I believe Governor Sakaja could have done better. He could have done better, but he still has the time to redeem himself. But he hasn't lived up to the expectations that the Kenyans had on him. And we can't say that we put the blame on Kera. We put the blame on the city government because if he wanted to, he could have done it. If you visit Boni, the constituency of Langata Boni, we can compare 5-10 years ago Boni to what Jalango has done. He has done like 4 or 5 roads in Langata. There is a part called Rubia, there is a part called Onyonka. There are sides of high rise. There is a side called there's a place called Otiende, and some few others, Boni, still in that Langata, where Jalango has done roads. So why hasn't Jalas come on to blame Kera or call whatsoever, saying that that's the reason why some of the roads are not yet done? So, and I believe if many MPs in the constituencies in Nairobi could have done what Jalango has done, then I believe we would have a better city. And then we top it up with what the chief executive, the chief officer of environment is doing. Then I think we would have we will be having a better city as it stands. But the MPs haven't done what they are supposed to do. So, and we can't justify Sakaja being incompetent. So I think there is maybe some relation Raila Odinga has with Governor Sakaja. That's why he's coming to try and defend him. But I don't think the tactic that he's going to use will work. So Raila should just stand on integrity. If somebody hasn't done his work, supposed to be replaced, we get someone else. Not trying to justify. Thank you.
Yes. Jeremiah, did you heard what Raila said? Sijui kama umesikia vile Raila amesema, ulikuwa umeng'atuka kidogo.
No, nilitoka kidogo but Alex, I think you didn't listen to Raila very well, eh? It's unfortunate that he used Sakaja, and you have very clear, points to say about Sakaja. Raila said, if you look at the context of that speech, what he was saying was not specific to Nairobi. He was talking about what he has been fighting for, that the national government needs to give the county governments more money, okay, especially for infrastructure, and let the counties build the roads. He just used the example of Nairobi because, for example, what he was trying to say is that there are so many roads in Nairobi, and this is even more prominent in Nairobi because it's a capital city, that so many roads belong to Kera and Kura, okay, and Kenha. When you look at let's say remote rural counties, let me say, for example, let me say Migori County, okay, a lot more roads are Kura and Kera than Kenha. Kenha is probably just one highway that goes through Migori from Isebania across going towards Kisii. The rest are mostly Kura and Kera. The county governments are left with the inter-county roads, which a lot of them are grade 3, grade 4 roads, which means haziwezi pigwa lami, zinaweza fanywa tu maraming, graveling na kupigwa zikuwe maram. When you come to Nairobi, it's the same situation, but it's worse because most roads in Nairobi are Kura, Kenha, and Kera. The few roads that are left for the county, the barabara zingine hata akitengeneza mtaona ni kama anafanya kazi, and that's what happens. Unapata tu barabara tudogo between streets, barabara za streets, barabara za interstate, a few of them, but some of them pia ziko na MP. So but the point that Baba was trying to make is that the national government needs to give the county governments more money specifically for roads. and then make the roads, the responsibility of roads, lie with the county governments, not the national government. Then there is clarity. So kama Sakaja fanyi, it becomes very clear. Kama another governor is not working, it's very clear. Right now, tunaweza kuwa tunalilia Sakaja na hizo barabara tunalilia si zake, za Kura na Kera na Kenha, especially in that. I think that's the context in which Baba was saying that statement.
So Jeremiah, so if the roads are not good, we're supposed to blame it on Kera. We're not supposed to blame it on the governor or the national government. We're supposed to put the blame on Kera and Kenha, because that's what
Kera. Yes, because
Governor Sakaja is as clean as a new pin.
Yes, you see, the reason why he's saying that is because Kura, Kena, and Kera are with the national government. Wanapewa pesa directly from the national government. Has nothing to do with the county government. That was the point. So kama aziko, we are supposed, once we know hiyo barabara iko under whose responsibility, then that is the body we are supposed to go to. Now, the thing is that Kura roads are mostly those sana zinafanywa na MP. Okay? So for example, wewe useme wende kwa MP wako, unataka barabara fulani kwa constituency yenu, let's say for example ya Ushago. Okay? Most chances are that hiyo barabara ni ya Kura. So MP atakwambia first ukuje. Yes, utakuwa pre-qualified by the constituency, CDF, but you'll also have to be pre-qualified by Kura. You understand? So that ukue contractor under Kura, then watakupatia. But ukienda, because umekuwa pre-qualified na constituency peke yake, but you're not qualified by Kura, ni hard sana MP akupatie hiyo. Hata kama yeye ni ndugu yako, ni ngumu sana kupatia hiyo barabara, because you are not pre-qualified under Kura. So a lot of constituency roads ziko under Kura, hata si Kera, under Kura sana.
And then Jeremiah, a question to you. Then if it's that way, and the writer says if the roads are not good, we're not supposed to blame the governor. We blame the Keras and the Kenha. So why then does the government put? Why did the governor Sakaja put in his manifesto about infrastructure? Then if we're not supposed to blame him, then why put in his manifesto about infrastructure in the city?
Because he knows Kenyans don't know the difference. And na ile campaign, don't ever believe anything you see in a political manifesto. A manifesto will tell you anything and everything. Especially wakishajua you don't know. These politicians are very smart people. Kenyan politicians, they're very smart because they know that Kenyans, by and large, don't understand some of these things. So hata kudanganya, anakudanganya tu na anajua utajua anakudanganya. Akishapatia watu 3 4 kusema oye kwa crowd, wewe ule mtu unajifanya wewe ni mjanja, you'll be swallowed by the oye tiarara tururum hizo wanasema hapo. But they know that Kenyans don't know. So hata Sakaja akiandika roads and infrastructure, he knows that there are just so many roads that he can do within Nairobi. He knows the classification of the types of roads he can do. And they do their homework by the time wanakimbia hizo positions. So the manifesto will say anything. But what the law allows him to do is another. So hata manifesto hata ukisema, those are just lies. They're just sweet lies.
Yes. Gipsikone in the comment section, they say that Boniface, why are people being abducted now before tomorrow? Just for walking towards the parliament houses. Yes, I just saw that the Gen Z, a lot of people have converged around the Kenya archives in CBD praying for tomorrow. More than 10,000 people around the CBD. They are around there as they wait for tomorrow, June 25, as they pray for the lives of the young ones who lost their lives during the Gen Z protests last year, June 25. In the comment section, I can see someone is saying that Jeremiah, I like the way you are dramatizing. That is a Gypsy Corner in the comment section is saying that. And also, if you're following us for the first time, share your views about what is happening. Share your views about what you think about tomorrow, whereby the Gen Z are going to the. A lot of people are going to the roads, to the streets to say a word for those who lost their lives during the Gen Z protest. Of course, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you are following us here for the first time through the link that I've shared there. And also, Freak24 is the channel. Yes, Mzalendo joined. Mzalendo, take over. Hakuna sauti hapo.
There is no audio. There is no audio.
Hakuna sauti Mzalendo, hakuna sauti. Okay. Mzalendo anasema ako sawa, anajipanga panga. Mashini yake imezeeka, atanunua ingine. Mzalendo akikutana na Jeremiah, najua wanaongea sana. Mzalendo unasalimiwa sana na Gypsy Corner. And also, this one I just want to ask Jeremiah, because we are also in this platform also to hear the views about what is happening in the country. Politically now, we have seen police, Jeremiah, we have seen police having issues whereby people are dying in the hands of the police. Does it mean that we have a neglect when it comes to the governance and, of course, the Ministry of the Interior from the top to the bottom? Because today I saw another man from Nyandaro who died in the hands of the police. And even the CS for Interior, Morcomen, addressed this immediately. This is after Ojuang death. Now we have another man from Nyandaro in the hands of the police.
I think we are in a very dangerous time in this country, especially with our police, and I don't know how it is going to be changed. But something really needs to change, and for me, the way it needs to change is from the way our police are recruited and the way they are trained. Our police training has to change. Vile itafanyika, so that we come up with a new force, it will take some time. But before it happens, watu wataendelea kuumia. I think we are in a very, very bad situation with our police as we speak right now. They are trigger happy. I don't think they even know what their function is as a police force. I don't know if they even understand the enormous responsibility they have been given of protecting the lives and properties of Kenyans. They don't have any allegiance to their sworn duty of being the keepers of peace and everything peaceful that Kenyans want. They have no sense of morality. They have no interest in performing the job for which they they signed up. Their interest is only in how to make money, and it is terrible. Now, it is even scarier. It is even more scary, because if, for example, we were to dismiss a good number of the police from the force because of indiscipline, corruption and things like that. Historically, tumeona when policemen are dismissed in Kenya, hao ndio wanakuja wanakuwa thugs, because they know how the police, the legal system works. They know how to beat it, and they have networks, they have friends who stay there. So unapata polisi akitolewa wanakuja wanakuwa the worst, criminals around. So that begs the question that sasa, even if somebody was to dismiss all of our police, waende kwa street, you'll find that some of them even have their guns with them, they have their uniforms with them, they have all this. Itakuwa even worse. So how do we fix this problem? It's a big problem. It is a problem that we need to start fixing now, but expect the results of our change probably 50 years down the line. Kama this current crop of police, assuming we start now, wao wote wakishaenda, but it is terrible. Our police, I think, are the weakest link in Kenya's progress. That's my view. It's disappointing anytime. Mimi personally, I don't want anything to do with police, unless hata kama niko na shida, mimi ndo niko na shida, I'm the one complaining that need their help. I really don't want anything to do with the police, honestly. Ukienda complain because your rights have been violated by someone, kwanza unakulwa kwanza. Ukishakulwa, wanatafuta ule mtu alikurong, wanaanza kumkula yeye. Then wanakula huko wanakuli. At the end of it, nothing happens. The Kenyan police imeharibika. It needs a change, complete overhaul. I don't know how that will happen, but it needs to change.
And Jeremiah, question
Yes,
to you.
yes. Mzalendo, are you back? Are you able to hear us? Can you able to speak?
Yeah, I am loud and clear now, I believe, yeah?
Yes,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you now.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you very much. And let me just say that tomorrow we pray for the young people who are going for the demonstrations. I think it is their right as Kenyan citizens to demonstrate peacefully without harming anybody or destroying any other property. So the government should just give them protection and security that is needed when these demonstrations are going on. But having said that, Jeremy and the panelists here and the people back at home, we should not have reached at this particular point in our country. The government ought to have engaged these young people effectively. They had got so many, almost a year plus, to engage with these young people. Uh, Posturing and doing all sorts of things in the name of development was not going to stop these young people from going to the streets. Their issues are very, very simple. Stop corruption, stop wastage. If you are the president of the Republic of Kenya, there are things that are so straightforward. The way the government ministers have lost and they waste money when they go to Dubai, and you find very young people, most of them jobless even after graduating. They don't have a place to go. But the political class are really riding very, very high. So that is something that they need to do to bridge the gap between the people in leadership, especially in power, who have got those excesses. You see, like today, Jeremy, a businessman like you, cannot go to a police station and launch a complaint unless it is something that is in the general public. That is when the police will act. The only way you'll get justice is when you go to a police station with the media with the cameras behind your back. That way, you might get the justice that you deserve, and that is what most lawyers are doing nowadays. They have to have cameras backing them up, not the knowledge that they learned in law school. They legislate in the streets and they represent in court. So those are the things that is happening in our society. And as we had seen even earlier, we are degenerating into a lawless country, a country where people are killed and nobody really bothers, a country where there are people who are above the law. And it was very easy for the head of state or the people in charge, because most of these institutions are independent, to hold whoever commits a crime accountable. We have we have what, the EACC. Nothing that I've not seen Oginde taking anybody to court and and uh, and prosecuting his case properly, such that these people caught in corruption. When you see governors going to the Senate, it's just it's kind of a show of thing. At the end of the day, somebody is being bribed by the millions that we take to our counties. That brings me to the point where you were discussing about the county fund, where the Right Honorable Prime Minister wants to the county to be added more funds. Yes, according to the budget, they have added about 450 million to the county, something like that. I feel that the kind of money that they are being given right now, they are even failing to account for it. So adding them more money will mean more devolved corruption at the county level. So what should they do to impact the communities back at home? There are roads, just as you had mentioned, Kura Kera roads, roads that are maintained by the national government and the roads that are maintained by the county government. This is money that can be directed to officially to projects, targeted expenditure. Like if I come from Migori, I know that there are feeder roads that needs to be repaired. There is the main highway that is only one that is repaired by the national government. Now, this fund, if they are controlled by the county government and they can't even maram the feeder roads that they have in the rural village, I think that it would be a waste. It would be chaos. So the government should continue maintaining the roads that they maintain, but now expand the funds that they are giving the county government to repair roads and all that. They should expand their services to those arteries that join the main road. That is the only way that we will get things done. If it is a matter of hospitals and they need um, money, they should not be given money. They should be given the medicine. The government purchases the medicine in equivalent to the 450 million or 50 or a billion for a county or 2 billion for a county, so that the hospitals in those counties are well equipped, so that tutawacha hizi mambo ya ukora ile iko kwa county government. Let us deal na ukora ya national government, but let us not deal na ukora mbili, ya national na ya county government. This country will be in a mess. I think that is my observation as regarding the finance bill and the proposed increment by treasury to the counties. Yeah.
So before that, I had a question for Jeremiah. He was speaking about the police brutality, and they seem to get away with things because if you watched even the BBC documentary that was done immediately after it was released, we saw the government was very quick to arrest the four filmmakers who were seen giving the hard drives to the BBC Africa people. So my question to you, Jeremiah, before Mzalendo spoke was, are the police being protected or what is happening? Because the people who executed some of the killings last year, they were exposed, but up to now there is nothing that has happened to them. So are the police being protected by somebody or what is not happening?
Good question, yeah. And the straightforward answer is yes. They are being protected by someone. Now, at this, I'm going to say something that is cross-cutting between what we are discussing about the police and also what Mzalendo just mentioned about roads. Our problems in Kenya are systemic. Okay, we have systems that are so, sort of on paper they are independent, but in practice they are intertwined. For example, if you see the way Inspector General of Police is put in office, the Deputy Inspector of Police is put in office, Deputy Inspector General. The president or whoever it is at that time puts people that he has done some bad things with in the past that he trusts, that he can do bad things with. When these people do bad things, the president is not able to, make heads roll because he has done bad things with these people in the past. The reason why I say it's systemic is, let me give you an example. I was in Botswana early April. Okay. And can I tell you what the president is doing now? And he made a declaration that we have been working under these colonialist systems that for 60 plus years has proven to do nothing for us except perpetuate corruption. We are doing away with them pole pole, systematically, one at a time. We are putting in new systems that works for us. He has dismantled mambo ya procurement in public offices, no more than 30 days to identify a supplier and give them work. It doesn't take much, but a leader who is visionary, who is willing to change things. Kenya, sai issue here, and I'm sad Mzalendo has dropped off because this is to him. Kura, Kera, Kenha, Kenya Roads Board. Why do we have 4 entities that are responsible for roads? Why can't we say as a country that we have Kenya Roads Board? Everything to do with the roads in the country goes through Kenya Roads Board. Pesa yote ya barabara zikue kwa Kenya Roads Board. Then we come up with a system where every ward, every constituency, every county, whatever administrative units that we have, mnaambiwa this financial year submit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roads that needs to be done. Ziletwe. Kenya Roads Board engages contractors across the country, wapewe hizo county direct waende wajenge. Straightforward, from roads board to the contractor jenge. Kama iko issue, roads board inaendea contractor directly, namuuliza, hey, this road ulipewa, what's going on here? The systems now is so confusing. That's why Alex, like we are saying, kama barabara moja in Nairobi haitengenezwi, mtalilia Sakaja, but hiyo barabara si ya Sakaja, hiyo barabara ni ya Kenya. You see, we are confused. The system is confusing us, and these are colonial systems. We should have a leader who should come back and say, "This system ya wakoloni, so can we come up with a system that works for us?" And we dismantle the old colonial systems and bring in new systems that can work for that. Now, as for the police, their protection, there is IPOA. Okay. One thing I learned the other day, na historia Ojwang, is that IPOA, okay, the office itself, okay, and the officers in that organization ni kama commissioners, almost kama tuseme commissioners wa IBC or any other commission that we have. I wish Mzalendo was here to hear what I say. In the US, there is an organization called Internal Affairs. Internal Affairs is the equivalent of our IPOA. It is an organization on its own, haina polisi ndani. Kama umeshakuwa polisi hauwezi ingia Internal Affairs, kazi yao ni oversight polisi. Polisi anafanya tu kitu hivi. Polisi wakisikia Internal Affairs wanakuja, unaweza ta quit before they get to you, because when they get to you, they will investigate you so thoroughly, hakuna urafiki. Ukiangalia our IPOA ni former police officers. Ule anataka investigate officials who are his colleagues 2, 3, 4 years earlier. Unafikiria that will happen? It won't happen. We just need to copy the structure of Internal Affairs of the US tulete hapa. Ikuwe department on its own, isikuwe ni commission ati watu wameletwa for ikuwe an organization on its own that's devoid and independent of the police. Then they will investigate police officers. But vile IPOA iko structured sahi, they can't investigate police officers because the officers are former police officers. Most of the police officers mataka wa investigate were their colleagues 2, 3, 4 years earlier. Systems, we need to change our systems. And that's why I said our problems are systemic. Kama tuwezi change our systems, we'll always have all these problems.
Our problem is the systems, of course. In the comment section, I know, Alex, you have got an answer from Jeremiah. If you're going to see that, you have another question?
Yeah. So, still Jeremiah, we speaking on police brutality. Last year, we had Japheth Kome after the demonstrations. He resigned, and up to now he's up to now he's working scot-free as if he wasn't involved in any killings in the country. And this year we're seeing the same from Langat. After Albert Ojwang died, people pushed for his resignation or stepping aside, and right now he has stepped aside. So my question is, where is the justice? Where is the, well, I don't even know what to call it, but where is the justice Is it lawful for somebody to commit somebody to be involved in let's say things like killings or whatsoever, and then you resign and then you walk scot-free as if nothing happened in the country? Is it rightful, or those people are supposed to be charged?
That is part of the systemic rot in our country. The moment he was accused, it's not just stepping aside, you are resigning. Okay? And then when you resign, you are investigated thoroughly. If there is culpability, unashikwa, unaenda. That will not happen in Kenya. They want to do that. Actually, step people, they know, people watapiga kelele, itaisha, to die down. The next thing, unasikia yeye ni chairman wa some other public body. Yeye chairman wa board wa sijui what or some other body somewhere. Na maisha yake inaendelea tu. So I don't think that our systems are structured in a way that there is real independence. On paper wanasema ni independent police oversight authority, but in practice hakuna independence hapo hata moja. Hakuna independence hapo hata moja. Until we make them independent in practice, hizi problems zitaendelea tu. They'll just continue. They'll probably even get worse.
Okay, my question is answered. Over to you, Bonnie.
I think we have exhausted what we are to discuss here, unless Mzalendo just will be back. But before we just come to the end of the show, because we have had 1 hour 30 minutes, some of us here maybe also might be having early morning shift. Someone saying that Sakaji should start by protecting the public from his girlfriend who was taught to. Okay, I can't believe that you can be beaten in a police station, given for a fake telephone number, fake case number, and police officers' ID rotten. Yes, I think that was again that was a response to what Jeremiah was saying when he was responding to the kind of issues that are affecting our country, more so the police officers, whereby people are dying in the hands of the police. Yes, I have no any other thing to add here, just to say thank you so much for those who have been following us here for the last 1 hour 30 minutes. Jeremiah Mondi, you are my good friend. You'll go to heaven. Thank you so much for coming here to help me run this show, and also Alex Ogenga. That was fantastic for tonight. Parting shot from Jeremiah.
Me, I always say, we have one Kenya. Let's streamline it. Wacha to isort ikue nini. It's very bad. Our parents and their parents have really messed this country. Let's fix it, ndo watoto wetu wasikuje kutulilia sisi.
Perfect, Alex.
Mine is to thank you all for joining us on the show tonight. Thank you, Bonnie, for hosting us. Thank you, Jeremiah, for the good political analysis. Thank you to Gypsy Corner for joining us in the comment section. And to anyone who is watching this show from anywhere, they should consider subscribing to the platform. We grow this channel, and we also grow this show so that we can have many panelists and we can have many viewers. So Kenya is bigger than all of us, and no one is above the law. And we have a constitution that must be respected in order for this country to function. Otherwise, for tomorrow, we pray that we won't lose more people, and may God's will happen to this country. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for those who turned for the show. We meet here same place, same time tomorrow as we discuss more about politics.
Asante.